Well, it looks like the Star Fox Nintendo Switch 2 game is fake. Nate the Hate was wrong. He said there was going to be a new Star Fox game announced for the Nintendo Switch 2 in April 2026. April 2026 has come and passed. There's been no new Star Fox announcement, so the game must not be real. Star Fox fans, I'm sorry, but you're never getting a new game. No, that's really what some people think. I hate Reddit now, man. They have to be scanning your cookies or browser history or whatnot. I'm getting a bunch of Star Fox post recommendations in my feed, even though I'm not part of the Star Fox community. And heaven forbid you click any of these recommendations, because then Reddit just thinks you're super interested in it. And they for weeks, keep bombarding you with it. So I've been seeing all month stuff about Star Fox from the Star Fox community, and been so hyped, so excited, and I feel good for them. For hardcore Star Fox fans, I love Star Fox, man. I really wish Star Fox they made a game for the Nintendo Switch. They never did. It's finally gonna happen for the Switch too, and these people have been so excited, speculating, hyping. What could it be? Waiting for that announcement. But then this past week, man, you see the post like 1 week left, like people are getting scared. 2 days left, 1 day left. This is it. And then we enter May, and people are like, it's over. It's not real. Like, Nate the Hate was wrong. Nate's getting a lot of crap for this, man. I see that online too, that he was wrong and all that. And it's just so funny. It's like gamers are just so impatient. This is why paid early access actually works, right? It just boggles my mind how impatient these people are. And it kind of reinforces how much I dislike leaks and how I think that's actually going to ruin the Star Fox game for a lot of fans. Because there's not a doubt in my mind that this game exists, right? And I think it's just, the explanation of this situation is just way more common sense and way more obvious than some people think to believe. I mean, Nate the Hate is an unofficial source, right? And there's just so many people who think that because he was wrong about the date, that the game doesn't exist. Like, come on. Fox was in the Mario Galaxy movie. Star Fox was added to the Mario universe, right? Like, this has never happened before. And if you look at the first Mario movie, every main character got a game, right? Like Princess Peach Showtime, I fully believe was created as a means to be like, Peach is in the movie, she's a main character, we need a game for her. Donkey Kong was in the movie, we need something for him. Just pump out Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, right? Like, why did that game exist? Why did that need to be made? It was a marketing ploy because Donkey Kong was in the movie. Now for the Mario Galaxy movie, we have Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We have a Yoshi game coming out. We're gonna get a Star Fox game coming out, right? I actually believe there's probably going to be a Rosalina game coming eventually. Kind of like, why do little girls have one game, Princess Peach Showtime? Yoshi's also for the younger audience, but like young boys, they have Mario, they have Zelda, they have Metroid, they have all these games. Not saying that like, girls can't play those games. Absolutely, that's not the case. But like, I'm talking about like marketing targeted. Like Princess Peach Showtime is absolutely targeted towards a younger female audience. Why do they only get one? I fully believe there could be a Rosalina game in the future. And so, of course, there's going to be a Star Fox game. Of course, it's probably going to come very soon. And it's just, maybe he was just wrong about the date, right? And in terms of prediction, whether it's a leak or prediction, it's just such an obvious prediction. Like, there's going to be a Star Fox game. So these people out there who think because it didn't get announced in April that it's just not, it doesn't exist. That blows my mind. There's no release slot yet from Nintendo, who releases a game every month. And yes, some of these like Switch 2 editions are taking up those slots in this cross-generational period, buying them some time on their like Switch 2 exclusive releases. But Splatoon Raiders got the July release. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book got the May release. There's nothing in June. And I do believe that June would be the ideal time for a Nintendo Direct. I think Nintendo's scaling back on the Nintendo Directs, doing more of these like Nintendo Today announcements. If they do a Nintendo Direct, I do think it would be in June to get some stuff like shown for the second half of the year. I think June's either going to be Fire Emblem or it could be Star Fox. And a shadow drop for Star Fox could be the move. Maybe they were going to announce something on the Nintendo Today app, but because of the Nate the Hate leaks, maybe they pivoted on that. And they're like, well, now people know about it already. Let's just change our strategy and go into shadow drop mode, right? Like maybe they really were going to announce it in April, and it's like just because it got leaked, it's an announcement of a game that like they haven't announced yet, right? So like they could easily just pivot. They could change it to May. They could change it to June. It's like, keep people on their toes. They want to hold the cards, have that element of surprise. Nate thought they could spoil it for everybody. Everybody thought that they, got the upper hand on Nintendo, like gotcha Nintendo. It's an announcement, right? They don't have to change the release date. They could have always been planning on releasing it in June, but the announcement that could easily be changed. Right. And I think another thing that this is damaging in terms of the leaks, whether, having Nate do this early with this leak culture, we've had all month of April where these Star Fox fans are just getting too hyped about it. They're getting so hyped that they thought and they truly think that because it wasn't announced in April, that the game literally does not exist. They're hyping themselves up for failure, right? This is going to be a GTA 6 situation where, like, now the hype cycle is going on for too long. And now that we're past April and into May, every day is like just more and more just hype build up. Like, is it even existing? Is it going to happen? To the point where it finally comes out or finally gets announced. I think the best thing would be a shadow drop for sure. But it's Star Fox. And the rumors are either it's going to be a remake of Star Fox 64, which is basically, Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, Star Fox Zero. Like, we've had this game 3 times. I guess it's also been the 3D on the 3DS, right? We've had this game so many times, and maybe it's just a remaster that with better graphics, a lot like Metroid Prime 1 remaster, right? Beautiful game, Metroid Prime 1 remaster. Shadow dropped, which was awesome, and maybe they do the same thing with Star Fox. The thing is, if it's a remaster of that first game, right, people are going to be disappointed. I think we all want a brand new Star Fox game, right? And maybe they do a brand new Star Fox game, and it's an on-rail shooter. The problem with if it's an on-rail shooter, like classic Star Fox, which is what people probably would say that's what I want, is a classic Star Fox experience, an on-rail shooter. Maybe they modernize it. Maybe you can save in it. Maybe it's bigger. The thing is, the original Star Fox game is only like 1 hour long in length. A brand new modern on-rail Star Fox game, I feel like would be a 4-hour long game. And the biggest complaint and noise going on about Mario Tennis Fever on Nintendo Switch 2 was the single player campaign was only 4 hours long and it wasn't good enough. And even if they price a 4-hour long Star Fox game at like $50, people are going to complain, right? Like if this was not, the leak wasn't announced and it was shadow dropped, it was 4 hours long, I think people would receive that way better. But now there's this huge hype cycle for a game that, again, if it's an on-rail shooter, I feel like 4 hours would be very long for a Star Fox on-rail shooter game that's meant to be played over and over again with the replayability. But then there's just going to be noise and disappointment and people mad about the game not being long enough, not enough content. How dare you, Nintendo? How could you do this after all this hype? This unofficial hype that happened because of the Nate the Hate leaks. Maybe it's a remaster of Star Fox Assault. That would be awesome, but you have people complaining about that too because it's a remaster of a game we already had. Of course, I would want a brand new original experience. I don't know if we're going to get that right now. I think that they're going to test the waters a lot like with the Metroid Prime Remaster and kind of gauge, is there a new refound interest in Star Fox because of the Mario Galaxy movie? I hope we get a brand new game, but at the same time, we're very early on in the Nintendo Switch 2 life cycle, and Nintendo's pumping out and hitting a bunch of heavy hitter IPs like Yoshi and Splatoon's coming out. I hope Star Fox isn't one of those games where Nintendo thinks there's going to be one Star Fox game per console generation. Maybe this one is just a smaller remake of the 64 game or a remaster of Star Fox Assault. I hope it does well enough that hopefully the plan's already in motion that they release another Star Fox game in 3 or 4 years' time. I just think we're in that situation already where there's been too much hype in April. April's coming past, and now no matter what's going to happen, these Star Fox fans are very excited, are only going to be disappointed. And if these leaks never happened and Nintendo just shadow dropped Star Fox in June, maybe that was always the plan, or maybe they were going to announce it in April and decided to pivot on that because of these leaks. I think fans would have been way more excited because now they're speculating something that's going to be just too big, right? It's too big, and the longer it goes, they're going to keep hyping it up more and more, and maybe it's just a Star Fox 64 remaster on Nintendo Switch 2 with just admittedly gorgeous graphics, just like Metroid Prime 1 remaster. And I think whatever they do, it's not going to live up to the expectations, and it's going to be another bad guy Nintendo situation. I don't know. I believe this game exists. I don't know if Nate the Hate was straight up wrong about the date or if Nintendo pivoted, but Star Fox was in the Mario Galaxy movie. That's all I need to truly believe that they are going to release a Star Fox video game. I think they'd be absolutely foolish not to do it. So I believe it exists. I believe it's coming. And it boggles my mind how impatient these gamers are, and just, I don't know, how much lack of logic some of these people have where they think the game doesn't even exist. It blows my mind. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.